Kenya Rapid Learning Event. This is the 5th county learning event that we are hosting after having some really exciting learning events the week before last in Isiolo and Marsabit. And then we had Wajir, we had Turkana last week, and finally we are here in Wajir. We are looking forward to an exciting learning event for all our partners. Karibuni. We have in the room, we have a whole lot of participants from the local communities, from Nagdera, from Dubois. We want to say Karibu. We have county government officials here, Karibuni Sana. And then we also have virtual participants who are joining us in this meeting. I don't know how many are, I can see 21 of them already. Virtual participants, can you please turn on your videos? We want to see your faces to confirm there are people behind those names. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Amanda. We can see you. Please wave to us. Hello, can you see us? Very good. Let's wave to them. Thank you, and Karibuni. I know they're just joining and the numbers will go up. Thank you very much. And so I want to invite some of our key guests to join me here on the platform. Bwana Chair of the CPSC, please come over. I want to invite, who else is here? Is the County Secretary, the CEC, Tafadhalini. Come over to the front so that we can get started. And I want to ask the CPSC Chair to, I want to give him the opportunity to preside over this session. Just take a seat. Bwana CC, CS, tafadhali, join us at the front so that we can get started. So as I said, this is the 5th county learning event, really last but not least. And on Wednesday, we have the national learning event that will be happening on Wednesday, the 25th. We are hoping that this will be one of the most, the climax of this learning events. So karibuni, and let's get started. Jambo, and I'm also told that we have been joined by our colleagues from the County Assembly. We will give the minority leader a few minutes also to speak because we know that you are an important part really of this governance framework, as well as the chair of the County Assembly Committee. We will give you a few minutes. I will ask the chairman will sort that out. So that we can also hear from the legislative side. And thank you very much for finding time to join us. So again, as we sit, please ensure that we take precautions, all necessary precautions. We don't want to make a complicated situation any worse here. Let's ensure we have our masks on throughout. We will share with you a microphone if you need to speak. Don't handle the microphone. And if you're in the virtual audience, please, again, remember the etiquette. Keep your microphones muted. We hope that we will be able to, we want to get maximum attention and listening in from the rest of our virtual participants as well in ways that can be we want to all benefit from this. So let's cooperate and have an exciting meeting. We are looking forward to that. So without much ado, let me take this opportunity to ask the chair of the County Program Steering Committee, to preside over the opening session. There will be some unscripted speeches from the legislature, so production team, be aware. We will complicate your life a little bit, but that is, I think it is all for good. So please pardon us for that. Bwana Chair, you will know how to handle this. I think you are an old hand in. So karibu sana, Bwana Chair, to give your remarks and preside over the session.
Good morning, everybody. Can we all wave? Turn to your neighbor and tell him or her, thank you for coming. Aye, great. The County Secretary and the head of the County Public Service, Brother Abdi Sheikh Mohammed, our Waziri of the County Executive in charge of water and irrigation, Honorable Issa Oyo, my sister Felipe Crossland Taylor, the Country Director Care, Sister Doris, the Chief of Party, Millennium Water Alliance, my sister Umi, the Program Director Care, the Honorable County Assembly members who are present, Mheshimiwa Amin, who is the minority leader in the House, and Mheshimiwa Hussein, among others. All protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Aye, good morning, that's not enough. Now I'll make my quick remarks. My name is Abdinur Hussein. I'm the County Programs Steering Committee Chair in the Kenya Rapid Program. This is a program that is county-led, county-owned, and that Kenya Rapid has remained very instrumental in giving support to the county government in terms of development and passage of, among others, the water, the county water and livestock policies, the act, and the strategy bills. This has enabled to have in place an institutionalized Garuwasco, that is the Garissa Rural Water Company, whose CEO and whose chair are present. Mheshimiwa Abdikadir is the chair. Mheshimiwa Abdikadir, you can wave. That one came as a result of the support we got from Kenya Rapid and Millennium Water Alliance. Through the Kenya Rapid program, we have had various county capacity building programs, including technical trainings for technical staff, especially in the sector working groups, Department of Health, Department of Water, Agriculture, Livestock, ICT. We have had trainings on rangeland and livestock production, rangeland decision support tools, GIS for both agriculture, water, and livestock. Kenya Rapid has remained very instrumental in the WASH support program, in the data and ICT support through Kenya Rapid Care. We have had computers and other very important IT accessories being delivered to the departments of health, water, ICT, agriculture, and livestock. We have had the installation of sensors in boreholes, up to around 20 boreholes. We are able to monitor boreholes in a data. A borehole, maybe, for example, one in Alikunne, whose chief is here, can be monitored when we're here. We can know whether it is having faulty problems here. And we are able to identify the specific areas, be it a control panel or the motor or any other place. Through the Kenya Rapid program, we have had the support we gave to about 5 farms in the installation of closed canals. We have moved away from the open canals because of the perennial river floods and flash floods. So the open canals stays longer, it is more sustainable. Through the Kenya Rapid program, we have had irrigation generators being delivered to about 4 farms in Garissa. We have had construction of latrines in the Department of Health to end what is known as open defecation. And that, as we speak, about 25 villages have already been declared ODF free, that is open defecation free. And that about 678 households have been installed with hand washing programs through the Kenya Rapid. Jamani, hata makofi hamna. Why don't you be happy? Or am I not making a lot of sense? There is, in the Department of Health, we have had agri-nutrition trainings, nutritional sensitization campaigns and support. By extension, the Department of Livestock was also supported in animal vaccination programs. We have had trainings through Kenya Rapid, where 27 senior staff members, including around 24 chief officers, underwent a training that is referred to as CHIRAC, that is the County Human Resource Advisory Council. For 1 week, we have had the training being done here with officers from Kenya School of Government coming all the way to come and do the training. We have had range management trainings for about 13 management committees through Kenya Rapid. We have had the members of the County Program Steering Committee, where I am the chair, undergoing trainings, very important trainings like the senior management courses. About 2 of us have completed and 2 are already doing it. We have had range management, I said about 13 committee members. Through Kenya Rapid, we are having cross-border conflict resolutions. And then, of course, COVID trainings, material support, among others. I think I cannot exhaust the much Kenya Rapid has done in terms of this support. Of course, I can't forget also Millennium Water Alliance. And without much ado, I want to invite Bana Waziri. I am to invite Felipe, the Iron Lady. Her official names are Felipe Crossland Taylor, the County Director, Care. Felipe, welcome.
County Executive Member for Water and Irrigation, the Honourable Issa. Mr. Abdi Sheikh Aldi, the County Secretary. Other CECs present. County Chief Officers, representatives from the National Government, private sector and donor representatives, both virtual and, of course, physically here. Development agencies, community representatives, and community people present. Welcome and good morning. It is a huge privilege to be here, and I have to say, in all honesty, this is the first field visit that I have done since March, and it's a testament to the esteem that I hold our partners, my colleagues in care, the community, and the work that's been ongoing, and of course with Millennium Water Alliance leadership, that both Umi and I have come up today, because it is such an important event for us in care. And we're really, really privileged to be here. I don't know how much you know about the history of care in Kenya, but we've been here quite a long time. We came first to Garissa in 1993. The 1992 political turmoil in Somalia had led to a humanitarian crisis that saw hundreds of thousands of refugees seeking refuge here. We joined the UN and other actors to provide them much-needed humanitarian assistance. And sadly, we're still here from 1993. We're still a key partner at UNHCR, and we continue to provide wash and food distributions to over 220,000 people living in the Dadaab camps. We recognize and congratulate the Garissa host communities for their hospitality and humility to our brothers and sisters from Somalia who have lived amongst us as refugees for nearly 3 decades. It is indeed remarkable that Kenya has been such a good host to these hundreds of thousands of people for such a long time, and we really do commend them for their generosity and support. In 1995, CARE actually intensified its activities targeting the refugee host communities in the larger Garissa County. We did host community care programs looking at some of the systemic issues to do with wash and nutrition. Because although we were working with the refugees, we recognized that they're not living in isolation from the communities. And UNHCR and CARE and a lot of the other agencies and of course the government recognise that we must work together to solve the problems around WASH nutrition for everybody, not just the refugees. The programmes that CARE is involved in focus mainly on livelihoods and health, including WASH, climate resilience, microfinance, livestock development and emergency response. Our presence of nearly 3 decades in Garissa County has made CARE a household name, and we are really proud as CARE of this legacy. As a humanitarian organisation, we commit our efforts to continue working with the Garissa communities, the county government, all other humanitarian agencies in the area. And in fact, one of the things that's happening while we're up here is Umi and I and the government will be talking a lot to see what our future, what else we can support the government and the communities with and the other development partners. And on to the Kenya Rapid project. This is really, as I said earlier, a flagship project for CARE. Its unique design has taught us how to do business differently. We're working with the private sector, we're working with communities, we're working very closely with the government. It's a real platform of learning and emulation, and it's stimulated new concepts and thinking in the programme arena. The water governance legal framework that we're celebrating here today is on its own a driver and advocacy for efficient water services. And yesterday we had a really interesting conversation, which we're looking forward to taking forward, of what that means for the integration of the refugee programme. Because it isn't just about now, it's not just a celebration of all the stuff that has been achieved together with all of our partners, but it's also a reinforcement of what we can do in the future. As a team, we work incredibly well together, and it's something that I'm really proud of, and I really want for us to continue a presence with the Garissa, with our friends, so that we can think of things and that really make the life of both the refugees but also the host communities and all the people living in Garissa be able to maximise their potential, of the mass potential they have as individuals, as members of the community. CARE, using the Kenya Rapid model, has expanded the way in which we do measure impacts by not only counting people reached, but notch higher like contribution to national goals. The goals included a constitutional bill of rights to water, sanitation, etc., Presidential Agenda 4, Vision 2030, governance manifestos, etc. I now congratulate His Eminence the Governor, the County Government, USAID, SDC, MWA and the Garissa community for this event. And I'm looking forward to participating. So thank you very much indeed.
Let us appreciate Sister Felipe. Is that enough? Now, thank you, Felipe. Next online, I think we will have Mr. Savarin of SDC, that is the Swiss Development Commission. Sister Savarin, you can see her in the screen. We can all wave to her. She will be online.
Yes.
Welcome, Savarin.
Good morning, everybody. Garissa County Secretary, Honorable Abdi Sheikh Mohammed, County Executive Member for Water, Honorable Issa, other county leadership present, colleagues representing USAID, MWA, and private sector committee members, distinguished guests, good morning from Nairobi. My name is Severin Weber. Indeed, I'm the Regional Deputy Director for Swiss Development Cooperation for Horn of Africa. So I'm very glad to be here today with you and to have the opportunity to give a couple of remarks. So the frontier counties face challenges that are unique to pastoral and agro-pastoral communities. These challenges range from climate-induced shocks such as drought, floods, and now desert locusts, but also to other long-standing development gaps. We can mention limited critical infrastructure like roads, water, electricity, but also education, health, and many more. So these counties are currently also facing the burden of COVID-19. However, with immense untapped potentials, including agriculture, these counties now more than ever stand a chance with devolution, to explore opportunities of local and regional development that will contribute to our national growth. To achieve this goal, there is a need for stronger public, private, and community collaboration and partnership. As development partner, our role is to support the incremental steps taken by counties to realize their priority development goals in a way that can work for the local context and that leaves no one behind. It is this realization that through Kenya Rapid, Switzerland, the US, MWA, and the private sector have made collaborative efforts to partner with 5 county governments, including Garissa, to support the effort by the counties to improve service delivery to their people. Kenya's rapid goal was to create resilient communities by strengthening and improving service delivery in the areas of water and sanitation, livestock, rangeland, nutrition, and agribusiness. The program leveraged on the capacities, technologies, and finances of the private sector to pilot and test innovative approaches. For example, in the water domain, the program, through the private sector, championed the use of prepaid meters, borehole sensors, solarization of boreholes, and so. So counties have played a major role in creating the necessary frame conditions to test these innovations and equally contributed human and financial resources to deliver the objective of the programs in line with the county development plan. So this program was by its design county-owned, led, and managed, with the support of MWA partners on the ground, such as CARE Kenya, in the case of Garissa County. So we are very happy from SDC to join today the leadership of Garissa County and all the other stakeholders to be part of this discussion in order to inform our future partnerships. Switzerland supports the development priorities of the frontier counties as part of its regional strategy for Horn of Africa. So we are proud to be associated with Kenya Rapid and all the partners involved, and we hope to continue supporting the gains made through this program so far. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Thanks.
Wow. Thank you very much. That was Sister Savarine Weber, the Deputy Head for International Cooperation of the African Region of the SDC office. Next online is Amanda of USAID. Amanda, welcome.
Thank you so much. Abdi Sheikh Abdi, County Secretary. Honorable Issa Debo Oyo, County Executive Committee Member for Water Services, Environment, and Mineral Resources. Abdinur Ole Hussein, Director Special Programs Department Ag, CEO, Municipal Council, and Kenya Rapid Program Steering Committee Chair. Severine, SDC, Deputy Regional Director of International Cooperation. Doris Kaberia, Chief of Party, Kenya Rapid Activity, and MWAK National Program Director, and distinguished guests. It gives me great pleasure to participate in the Kenya Resilient Arid Lands Partnership for Integrated Development, or Kenya Rapid, a learning event with you. Mr. Abdi Sheikh Abdi, County Secretary, today representing Governor Ali Karani, County Government of Garissa, and members of the county government, program steering group, private sector partners, and community members. Kenya Rapid is jointly funded between USAID, the Millennium Water Alliance, SDC, and the county government of Garissa. I also want to recognize some of our private sector partners, such as the Coca-Cola Africa Foundation, KCB Foundation, Sweet Sense, IBM, Davis and Shirtliff, and Maji. Increasing access to water and sanitation for people, water for livestock, and rebuilding a healthy rangeland management ecosystem. I'm impressed by Kenya Rapid's successes and pleased to be part of this program that provides safe water and sanitation services to the county and has built the county capacity to improve service delivery in livestock and rangeland management. Kenya Rapid is a great model of how public and private partners can work closely with county governments to ensure better service delivery. Kenya Rapid partners have also contributed to the enhancement of county capacity and the development of policy, institutional and legal frameworks to manage the water, sanitation, and hygiene service delivery, water for livestock and livelihoods, and rangeland management in the county. In Kenya, approximately 18 million people still do not have access to safe drinking water, and more than 22 million people don't have access to improved sanitation. The U.S. Global Water Strategy envisions a water-secure world and has selected 12 priority countries, and I'm happy to say Kenya is one of them. In order to support Kenya towards achieving self-reliance and water security, it's important to increase financing and governance that underpin sustainable water and sanitation services. And I'd like to recognize the great efforts that the national government of Kenya and the county government of Garissa have put toward the provision of water, which is a basic right under the Kenyan Constitution. The COVID-19 pandemic has further highlighted the great need for sustainable wash solutions, which help to decrease the spread of this disease. USAID has adjusted its approach to working with partners worldwide with a renewed emphasis on building resilience and self-reliance, which we call the journey to self-reliance. We have reoriented our strategies so that we are working closer with government partners to achieve locally sustained results. And we are committed to strengthening collaboration, learning, and adaptation with our partners. Working with all the Kenya Rapid partners, we are extremely impressed by the initiatives that each partner is spearheading and the true ownership of the activities by the county representatives. In Garissa, the key areas of learning have been water sector institutional strengthening and enterprise development. The county governments in the 5 Kenya Rapid counties are increasingly allocating more resources to fund water infrastructure development activities through joint planning and implementation. Garissa County has been a good example in the whole country by making substantial allocation to the water sector. Council of Governors and the Ministry of Water and Irrigation have embraced a framework for intergovernmental relations and coordination in the water sector, and the program has rolled out a complaints and feedback mechanism. These are strides in the right direction, and we are keen to build on these lessons. Kenya Rapid is part of USAID's larger resilience effort in northern Kenya that many of you know as PREG, or the Partnership for Resilience and Economic Growth. We place great emphasis on layering, sequencing, and integrating both humanitarian and development assistance. This is aimed at enabling communities to be more resilient to shocks, such as the multiple shocks, like locust invasion, droughts, livestock diseases that Garissa and the larger northern Kenya have been dealing with, in addition to the COVID-19 situation. USAID has ensured that we are making progress in strengthening partnerships designed to optimize county government USAID collaboration. So I would like to end at this point. I am proud to be associated with a program that demonstrates a strong partnership between the United States, county government of Garissa, Swiss government, the private sector, and the Kenyan people. As we engage in these learning discussions, I hope that we all can focus on sharing and learning from one another, and with a commitment to collaborate as partners. We are keen to learn with all of you, to share knowledge, and to hear and listen to community voices across the county. The lessons learned today will not only lead to improving service delivery and wash outcomes, but will rebuild a healthy rangeland management ecosystem and deliver social benefits to youth, women, and the rural poor. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. That is Amanda Robinson, the Senior WASH Advisor and the WASH Team Lead, USAID. Thank you very much, Robinson. I want to take this opportunity. I want to invite Mheshimiwa, that is Honorable Muhammad Ali, Mheshimiwa Amin Computer. He is the minority leader in the Garissa County Assembly. He is also representing the chairperson of the County Water Committee in the House. Mheshimiwa Amin, take the podium. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. And it seems people are not yet prepared for this wonderful session. And all the partners and Kenya Rapid, the representative of the governor, the county secretary, the CEC, Isa Dubu Oyo, and members of county assembly present, and all the stakeholders who are invited to this meeting, all protocol observed. And mine will be just appreciations. And Kenya Rapid, for the support you have given, the multi-sectoral support you have given to Garissa County. We really, really thank you for the good things you did for our people. And you have also accorded trainings for both the executive and legislative arm of the government, and we will not take for granted for whatever you did as people, as the executive and the legislative arm. I am I stood here and as a leader of the House, representing the Garissa County Assembly, where I'm aware and I was part and parcel for the trainings you accorded us at the Assembly for Garissa County, pertaining to the issues of water and other sectors. One of the key issues that we supported and ourselves as the executive and the legislative arm is the rural water bill, which is now an act for Garissa County. And it's not something that can be wished away. And we also are aware that we are still supporting the implementation part of it. And I want to give assurance here as a leader that as the Assembly and Legislative Arm, we will support you fully in anything pertaining to legislation in that Assembly. I am talking on behalf of the Garissa County Assembly, and I'm giving assurance that we will support you for these programs you are giving out to the people of Garissa County. One other issue, I'm a beneficiary. I'm a leader, at the same time, I represent a ward in the DAB called Abagaila Ward. I'm a sole beneficiary of the programs undertaken by Kenya Rapid. And there are some activities undertaken in my ward in Kumuhumato, and they have constructed for us a water tank, and different gensets were supplied to both Alikune and Kumuhumato, which are Abagaila Ward, and which are up to now functional. And I was also part of the training conducted by CARE International pertaining to those technology which monitors the movement and operation of the gensets and the borehole. Whenever there's a technicality, and there's a dashboard here somewhere that shows that there's a technical in somewhere in Alikune or Kumuhumato or Abagaila. You know, that really, it is a good thing that because instead of somebody calling from Kumuhumato and saying that the borehole has a breakdown, obviously when the person who is here will see the fault, and we will start mobilizing the necessary equipment that the borehole requires. It's something that we have really felt it, and we say thank you very much. And as has been said by the first speaker here, you know, we are politicians, we talk a lot when we are given this microphone. But I'll be brief because there are so many people who are on the virtual meeting, and this is a learning session, and it's not a talking day. Mine will be that. I just want all of us to stand up and give a kilo clap to Kenya Rapid. Please, let's all stand up. A kilo clap is like this, eh? You wait, I do it, and then you do after me. A kilo clap is like this, eh? 1, 2, 3, and then you close, eh? Haya. Tuanze sasa. Moja, pili, tatu, funga, fungua. Asanteni sana. Shukran.
Yeah. Thank you, Mheshimiwa Amin. I think tulisindikisha na makofi. Hata Thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity to welcome the county executive member in charge of water and irrigation, Mheshimiwa Isa Oyo Dubo. Mheshimiwa, karibu.
Good morning, everyone. Severin, who is the Deputy Head of Cooperation for Switzerland Development Corporation. Amanda Robertson, who is a Senior WASH Advisor for USAID. Doris Kaberia, the Director of Millennium Water Alliance. We also have Felipe, who is the Country Director of CARE Kenya. The County Secretary, who is the Chief Guest. The Minority Leader. Other members present, including my good friend Hussein. All the stakeholders present. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. I would like to first of all take this opportunity to thank our donors, USAID and SDC, for all the support they've given to the people of Garissa County, and more specifically to the Department of Water for the last 5 years. I would like to also equally appreciate the support given to us by MWA, who was the consortium lead, and Care Kenya for implementing this wonderful program. The second thing I would like to say is the Kenya Rapid program is the most participatory program I've ever seen in my life. It is a program that was driven by the county and led by the county. So I must appreciate them for giving us such a flexible program, and a program that is actually pegged on the needs of the people of this county. Ladies and gentlemen, the question of water governance in rural Kenya, or rather even rural northern Kenya and rural Garissa, is a question that is as old as the independent Kenya. It is actually more than 50 years old question. I keep saying that it is one thing to develop water infrastructure, but it is also another to really sustain this water infrastructure. And this has been the challenge of the people of northern Kenya and also the people of Garissa County. For the last 3 years, the County Department of Water was using more than 20 to 30% of its annual budget maintaining existing water infrastructure. So we've realized, together with our partners and donors, we've realized that this is not really sustainable. That we use 30% of our annual allocation to sustain existing water infrastructure, while we know we have community-based groups, informal community-based groups managing this water infrastructure, collecting revenues, but again, they are not accounting for these finances that they collect. So we've embarked on a journey of establishing a governance framework together with our donors. We've said we need to have a water governance framework that will basically create an enabling environment in delivery of water services in the county of Garissa. So as a result of this, therefore, we've established a Water Act, and I have to thank the Honorable Amin and the rest of the committee members and the Assembly for enacting the legislation. Today, as we speak in this county, we have a Water Act 2008, Water Management Act 2008. We have a water policy. We have a water strategy that is 10 years, that basically that will guide the sector in the management for the next 10 years. And we have a sector plan that's also a 10 years sector plan. So it is through the effort and the support of the Assembly, the donors, USAID, SDC, MWA, Care Kenya, and I also want to mention AHADI. It was a devolution support program funded by DFID then. I guess, yeah, DFID or USAID, I can't really tell, but they also supported us in putting together this framework. And without also forgetting lawyer Kamauda Waiganjo, who has been very instrumental in drafting the Water Act, our county attorney, Honorable Ismail Aden, and also engineer Wangai Ndirangu, who is now the chairman of Kenha board, who has been very instrumental in drafting the water policy and the water strategy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've now in realizing and establishing this water framework, we thought it is important that we cannot continue with these informal community groups called water user associations. We thank them for the support they gave to the communities over the years, but again, we've realized that it is not really sustainable to keep them as the governance model moving forward. So we've established through the Water Act on the water framework a company, a rural water utility company that will basically manage and sustain, or rather maintain, all the rural water supplies in Garissa County. And I'm happy that one of the institutions that was created by this framework is today, as we speak, less than a year after His Excellency the Governor assenting to the Act, to the water bill, we have an institution by the name Garuasco, which is a rural utility company that will basically manage our water supplies moving forward. It's not really to implement the framework within a short period of time. It will take time, definitely, and we definitely have to be patient with it, because it will require the support of all the stakeholders and the partners. But again, within a short period, we have an institution as a result of this framework. This is something that we ought to celebrate as donors, as government, so that we also to say the Kenya Rapid Program, 5 years later, this is the result. It's not something we are just saying it is there, but it is the result. The result is there. Even as you do the impact evaluation of phase 1 and probably think about phase 2 of the Kenya Rapid Program, I'm happy that we already have an impact of the program. And I think that is something to really celebrate. Garwasco will, in the coming months or weeks, roll out an elaborate plan to take over all the rural water supplies, starting with the sub-county headquarters. So in the coming month, probably by January, we will have, inshallah, we will have Garwasco taking over Masalani water supply. We will have Garwasco taking over Burra, which is the sub-county headquarters water supply. We will have Garwasco taking over Balambala water supply. We will have Garwasco taking over the Dab water supply. And probably see what we can do also for Modogashi and Huluko as we try to also solve their problem of water. Without taking much of your time, I once again would like to appreciate the donors, USAID, SCDC, MWA, and our implementing partner CARE, and the entire Kenya Rapid fraternity for all the support they've given us in realizing this water framework. Before I forget, I can see Jacob, UNICEF WASH officer, and it's also very important that I appreciate the support UNICEF gave to us. I can also see Davis and Shatliff, engineer, is also around. So I wish to also thank all our partners for the support they've given us. And my request to you is, including all other partners that are not here, because we have a very elaborate WASH forum, as you know. We are hosting more than 11 INGOs who are currently working in the water sector. My request to you is, this is the future of the water sector in Garissa. We have the framework, clear guideline, and this is the direction we need to take moving forward. So my request to you is, please let us support Garwasco in achieving its objective. I can also see Omar, my good friend Omar from WRA Water Resource Authority. Thank you very much, and I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our CS, who is the chief guest and who is representing His Excellency the Governor.
Thank you, Bana CC, Honorable Ise Oyo, CC in charge of water, the county government of Garissa. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, all of you, guests who are here. I think it's a very happy moment to be here this morning for this celebration, because I call it celebration. The reason why I'm calling celebration is because when I read through your documents, this was one of the aspects where we are told we are celebrating our systematically identify and capture lessons learned from successes and failure in our activity of the last 5 years. Very rare programs have such initiative where they come and scale down to the ground and celebrate their successes and failures. I would like to acknowledge the presence of all the guests who are here, who have been invited for this program, particularly Madam Philippa Crossland Taylor, who is the County Director, CARE Kenya. I would also like to acknowledge Honorable Tia Galgalo, the former woman rep for Isiolo, Karibu Garissa. I understand you're also part of this facilitation team. All other agencies, representatives who are here. I will not forget the virtual participants. I believe they are all from Nairobi. Severin, Deputy Head of Cooperation, Swiss Development Cooperation, Madam Amanda Robertson, USAID Senior WASH Advisor. We all acknowledge your participation here. Garissa team, of course, led by the CEC in charge of water, and Honorable Isa Oyo, and of course the person who is running the program, Ole Abdunur Hussein, and all other participants, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is very brief, and just to give acknowledgements. And then from there, I'll proceed to the official speech, which was supposed to be given this morning by His Excellency the Governor. But unfortunately, due to other unavoidable circumstances, he wished to be here, but he has sent me to represent him for this speech. I think I will go straight to the speech. All protocols observed. Of course, I've forgotten the MCS before I go to the speech, led by the leader of minority, who is also the chair of the Water Committee, Honorable Hussein, who is representing the youth, and Honorable Hussein, who is also the member of the County Assembly of Liboy constituency, Karibuni. The official speech, Kenya Rabbit Learning Event. All protocol observed, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to this important Garissa Kenya Rabbit Program Learning event. The county government of Garissa wishes to acknowledge and appreciate the continued support from bilateral partners, namely United States Agency for International Development, USAID, Swiss Development Cooperation, SDC, the main donors of Kenya Resilient Ireland's Partnership for Integrated Development, Kenya Rabbit Program implemented in Northern Kenya, Millennium Water Alliance, the lead consortium, and CARE Kenya, the implementing agency of Kenya Rabbit Program, Garissa County. The county government of Garissa is extremely impressed by the good work achieved by Kenya Rabbit Program in partnership with county government of Garissa in the last 5 years. This journey has been a long one, but with best results and impacts. We do appreciate the fact that Kenya Rabbit is county-led and county-driven program and has a strong focus on private sector engagement. This unique approach demonstrates a model of accountability, transparency, and leveraging of resources of the government, the private sector, and development agencies. To this end, Garissa County has directly contributed in kind and other physical resources. Of mention is the office accommodation for the program at Agricultural Training Center, ATC, technical support from line departments, and goodwill. The county government also recognizes that Kenya Rabbit directly complemented the government projects prioritized in the 2018-2022 CIDP, which is a 5-year program. Under this partnership, the county resources developed the primary infrastructures, therefore laid foundations on which Kenya Rabbit expanded or improved to reach a larger population. This has set a good example and will pursue in line with USAID motto of journey to self-reliance. The just concluded joint work plans between the county and USAID programs strengthens journey to self-reliance approach because this will ensure integration and leveraging of investment across board. Let me echo this new approach that emphasizes on resources sharing partnerships between the county donors and other stakeholders. The key program achievements in Garissa County on governance and devolution activities. Kenya Rapid Program, in partnership with the County Government of Garissa, has delivered the water governance instruments, the County Water Policy, Water Act, and Strategic Plan. The first two have been enacted into law, and that has seen the strengthening of Garissa Water and Sewerage Corporation, GAWASCO, for the upper water supply, and the establishment of Garissa Rural Water Services Corporation. The water laws will create an enabling environment and incentivize private sector investments for efficient service delivery in the sector. Number two is about scaling business models. I've been made aware that the program has initiated deliberate efforts to create linkages between the private sector and our communities. The objective was to adopt technologies that will help improve efficiency in service delivery and create job opportunities, while this is a new area previously hampered by poor infrastructure and lack of legal framework. It has the potential to grow. I'm aware among the private sector incorporated in the linkages include Davis and Shatliff, Simba Renewal Energy, Sweet Sense Corporation, KCB, Juanco, Maji Milele, and Bromaco. As the focus is fast shifting to ourselves because of their untapped resources, it's critical for community development actors to intensify their efforts, because the private sector has a huge field here for investments and making business. I'm made aware as well that 14 SMEs have been exposed to KCB investment products, 4 milk groups trained by Promaco to diversify camel milk products, including yogurt and milk biscuits, while Juanco is working with farmers supplying farm implements and extension services to boost farm produce. We also have, under this program, access to basic wash, rangelands, and nutrition. It's notable good outcomes were realized. Well over 15 water schemes across the county were rehabilitated, including extensions and improved storage capacity, benefiting 101,807 residents with safe drinking water, 9 public schools, and 3 public health centers, sanitation facilities. 93 DOS stances were constructed and upgraded, while 26 communities were declared open defecation free. 9 groups farms were with over 428 membership were supported to install new technologies such as closed canals, solar-powered water engines, and fuel-driven service pumps. On rangelands, 15 management committees were trained on rangeland management, of which 13 are registered with Department of Social Services. This summarizes a clear testimony that Kenya Rapid has done exemplary job and need to be congratulated. In conclusion, the county government of Garissa commits to continue working with our donors, the Kenya Rapid program, to upscale those achievements for all our citizens. Allow me, therefore, to thank all of you in one way or the other who have supported in the implementation of this program. Once more, our gratitude goes to USAID, SDC, private sector, Millennium Water Alliance, CARE, and other development agencies, and the Garissa communities. With these few remarks, I now declare the learning event officially open. And on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor, Garissa County. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdi Sheikh, our County Secretary and the Head of County Public Service. At this juncture, I want to invite my sister, the Honorable Tia Galgalo Ali, one of our facilitators, to come forward. And as she is coming, I want to acknowledge the presence of the representatives of the Millennium Water Alliance, Engineer Job Kitetu, and my sister Beatrice Akenyi. Welcome, Sister Mheshimiwa.
Thank you. Salaam alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Karibuni sana Garissa. I'm happy to be here. I've been sitting down there and I've been listening to a great program where everybody is so passionate about, where everybody is committed, program that is transformative, that has changed lives for good, and everybody is proud about it. My name is Tia Galgalo. I'm co-facilitator with the Jason. I'll be in the next session, second part of the session, part 1. But before I do that, I want to invite a lady who's been the backbone of this program, a lady who's been taking us, who've been crisscrossing 5 the ASO counties on this particular great program, a lady who's been called many names. She's been called Mama Maji, Mama Cho, she's been called Mama Jamii, a lady whom we have great honor to have on the Kenya Rapid program, a lady who's been working closely with partners, both international, county, communities, legislators, and who've been known across the 5 counties. Let's put our hands together for Doris Kaberia, Chief of Party, Kenya Rapid. Please tell us the journey of Kenya Rapid. Asante and karibu.
Thank you, Honorable Tia, for the compliments. My great pleasure this morning to be back in Garissa County. This morning, I just want to recognize the presence of our guest speaker and the representative of the County Governor of Garissa County, Abdi Sheikh Abdi, the County Secretary and the Head of Public Services for the county, our able CEC, Honorable Issa, that has really been the driver and the champion of Kenya Rapid program, the County Assembly members and the legislative arm that we really know without you, we can't progress because governance is necessary. Thank you for joining us today. Our able chair, we call him Kagame. I can't see him here, but he looks like Kagame. Yes, we call him Ole too. Our CPSC is County Program Steering Committee. Chair here in Garissa is really setting a good example. And he came from Wajir, by the way. He was also leading Kenya Rapid there. Garuwasko chair, I hear he is popularly called Abdikadir Toli, and he is very tall. I can see our Garuwasko CEO, Mwalimu. Thank you for driving Garuwasko. Our team members who are here, my colleagues, Job Kitetu and Beatrice from Millennium Water Alliance, our implementing partners who are implementing the program here led by CARE Kenya. The rest of the partners obviously are watching online virtually, Food for the Hungry, Catholic Relief Services and World Vision. So thank you, Philippa Henhumi, for joining us today. Our virtual participants, led by our able donors. By the way, we don't call them donors because they are really a partner in Kenya Rapid program. By USAID, led by Amanda Robertson and the rest of the team, following this event virtually. The Swiss Development Corporation, led by Sivrin, who is our good supporter, Abdikarim, and all the others that are following. The implementing private sector partners that are a part of this program. Just to mention a few, Davis and Shutleaf, they are here in the room, and those in Nairobi, IBM in Nairobi, Sweet Sense, Acacia Water, Maji Milele, KCMB Foundation, Coca-Cola Foundation, Vito Foundation. You can see the list is long, and there are some actually in the Netherlands, Acacia Water. Our good friends, the Prague partners, I see most of them here in the room. We have really walked this journey together. The community members who are present today, all protocols observed. I am so pleased to be here in Garissa to be celebrating the success of Kenya Rapid. And I'm going to be introducing a video that is going to show you a glimpse of what Kenya Rapid has done. But before I do that, I just want to say a few words. Number one, I know popularly everyone says a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Actually, history repeats itself today. Garissa County happened to be the first county to launch Kenya Rapid program among the 5 counties. A good clap for that. Garissa County happens to be the first county to pass the water law, the water bill. Another clap. You know why? Especially this one, because some counties like Wajir County, this is not a name and shame, they have taken 7 years. And up to date, they don't have a water act. You need to tell them the tricks so that they can catch up. Garissa County also happens to be the first county among 47 counties to create a rural water management entity using a county law. That's not a joke. Garissa is really leading from the front. I just also want to take this opportunity, we don't take it for granted, that Garissa County allowed Kenya Rapid and the 20 of the partners to actually experiment. You are the guinea pigs, eh? Experiment what we called county-led, county-managed, county-driven program. When we started this program in 2016, there was a lot of public outcry. Counties don't have capacity. Counties don't have capacity. And the question I was asking myself is, Ole previously worked for the national government. When he was devolved to the county, what happened with his experience? What happened with his professional experience and his academic experience? So counties have capacity. Kenya Rapid has proved it. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our donors who have been our able partner, USAID and SDC. Actually, I am proud to say that the USAID Global Development Alliance, the mechanism that allowed Millennium Water Alliance to convene 21 partners, is a real test for what partnership is all about. Number one, when you have partners, I can tell you for free, it has not been easy to put the government together, the national government represented by NDMA and National Ministry of Water and now Sanitation, 5 counties, over 10 private sector partners, 4 NGOs that I mentioned earlier on. All these groups of people, by the way, they all think differently. And I always like quoting the words of my good friend David Gatende. At one point, David Gatende told me, Doris, stop talking. Stop boardroom talks. When can I deliver the pipes? You see, private sector is about effectiveness and efficiency. Stop boardroom talks. When can I deliver the pipes? Kenya Rapid testing, doing business differently, has not been easy. One thing I want to mention for Garissa specifically, which has really, every county, I would say, has got a unique thing that is really memorable for Kenya Rapid. One thing for Garissa, you led on governance component. While in Marsabit, they have been leading on testing innovations, like prepared water meters. You've had Dribgombo community being featured on CNN. You've had, sweets and sensors being tested from Marsabit and California state in the US, replicating the same. So those who say, oh, NGOs and development partners always like pilots. In Kenya Rapid, we have learned, actually, pilot is not the problem. Pilot is a solution. That's why we are exporting the technology of prepared water meters right from Marsabit to California. Now, Turkana County with their rangeland and Wajir County, actually, testing the public-private partnership where they brought in Boreal Light to resolve the biggest challenge that you know is also in Garissa of water quality. Now, I know that the CPSC chair gave an highlight of what Kenya Rapid has achieved. This video is going to give you more, but from the perspective of 5 counties. I just want to leave you with a few words. One, that, back in the 1800s, some inventor in the US called Henry Ford, and also a great historian called Edward Everett, said these words: coming together is the beginning, staying together is progress, working together is success. I think through Kenya Rapid, we have really learned the gist and the mechanics of working with private sector, of working with the government, of working with implementing partners and other donors and development world to make an impactful and transformative change. And the transformative change, like in sanitation, I always say I am amateur, proudly amateur, but I always say shit is a big business, because I know people laugh about it, because Kenya in 2012, when World Bank did a study, they found that Kenya is losing 27 billion every year due to poor sanitation. 27 billion is what built Thika Road. So since 2012, how many Thika Road would we have built if that is what we are losing due to poor sanitation? Now, our job as development partners, as Millennium Water Alliance, is to catalyze the investments, is to catalyze the expertise that we have within government. The government, county government today, they are almost 8 years. In 2013, I think they took over. A baby who is 8 years is walking, is talking. So let's all rally ourselves together to support the counties to move this devolved function of water service delivery. And what a pleasant day that we are going to be launching a corporate identity of Garuwasco, the first entity to be launched in Kenya using a county law. So with those few words, I just want to welcome you to watch this Kenya Rapid video that is going to give you a glimpse of what has happened in the rest of the counties. Thank you.
The challenges that we face in the water sector in Kenya are not actually unique to only Kenya as a country, but if you look at the sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya has the 3rd highest number of people that use contaminated water bodies. According to 2019 Water Sanitation and Hygiene Monitoring Report by World Health Organization and UNICEF, the number of people that had access to safe drinking water was only at 59%, while those that had access to safe and basic sanitation was only at 29%. We know that globally, the wash-related diseases are among the leading causes of death for children under 5. Through the leadership of Millennium Water Alliance in Kenya, USAID, the Swiss Development Corporation, private sector partners like Coca-Cola, Vito Foundation, Davies and Chatleaf, IBM Research, Sweet Sense, and Acacia Water, we are working together with Millennium Water Alliance members like CARE, Food for the Hungry, Catholic Relief Services, and World Vision in the northern part of Kenya, addressing the most basic access to water. We are contributing to improvement of access to safe water in these 5 counties. The 5 counties are Garissa, Isiolo, Marsabit, Wajir, and Turkana, as well as working with private sector partners to develop scalable and replicable business models using the market-driven systems, and working with communities, especially the elders. In Kenya, Millennium Water Alliance is leading a 5-year, $35.5 million program called Kenya Resilient Aridlands Partnership for Integrated Development, coined Kenya Rapid, which is, according to USAID, a global development alliance, or in Kenya what we call public-private partnerships, that brings the USAID, the Swiss Development Corporation, private sector partners, MWA members like CARE, Catholic Relief Services, World Vision, and Food for the Hungry, convince, under the leadership of Millennium Water Alliance, in the arid lands, counties in northern Kenya. The program actually combines the assets and the experiences of development actors and private and public institutions at county and national level by leveraging their capital and investments, innovations, and access to market to address the complex problems in the water, sanitation, and hygiene sector that actually culminates in inadequate water access and poor governance of natural resources in the arid and semi-arid lands. Now, throughout these 5 years, we have worked with these communities to build their capacities towards journey to self-reliance, and so far, we have reached over 460,000 people, actually having surpassed the target of 450,000 people. As we look towards the next steps for Kenya Rapid, we want to ensure that we scale up the private sector models that have worked. We use market systems and we build the capacity of the local governments at national level and the county level to be able to drive their own national agenda.
Thank you, Doris. Doris is the Iron Lady for Kenya Rapid. Let's give her a nice clap and say thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you, Doris. Thank you for walking us through the journey. It has not been easy, but so fulfilling. Everybody is happy. I'm so proud of Garissa County. You've set the pace. We did Garissa last. I don't know if it was planned last because you are the best. We've had you, and I hope we'll have another opportunity of ranking the counties, the 5 counties. But definitely, I hope the rest of the other counties are listening. I'm sure the virtual participants online from Isiolo, Marsabit, Wajir, Turkana are all listening to this. And it's truly a learning event. We have quite a lot of things to learn from each other, and that has already been clearly said and shown by all the speakers here, from legislators. Of course, when the legislators speak, the community have spoken. Mheshimiwa, thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you all the other speakers for your commitment, for your passion, for your readiness to support more and more to make difference and bringing service delivery to communities, rural community, from other areas, have better life. Now, with that, I want to bring you to the second session of section 1, part 1 of the program. We've had our technical team, we've had all our partners, we've had our legislators. Now we want to hear the voices, the testimonies of communities. So this session will be community dialogue. We are going to have group work, and for technical team and our partners who are here, you can join any of the groups. So we'll have 3 groups. What we want to hear more is about testimonies and things that have worked for communities, and for those things that have worked for them, what lesson have they learned and what can they share with others? For things that did not work for them, we'd also want to hear the challenges and what can be done better to improve. So we have 3 boards near you. So there's some write-up pinned on it, written on a manila paper. So we have 3 at different corners. So those groups will be able to look at that, look at the outcome, and rank them from number 1 to number 3. So this outcomes, we have some pins there, colored pins. So we expect the highly ranked program or outcome to be given one of the color with more pins, number 2, number 3, like that. And we would also want to hear at least one thing that have worked for them, and they can be able to share one thing that did not work and how we can improve. We don't want many because I know time will not allow to do that. This session will take about 20 minutes. Then we'll be able to come back to do reporting. We'll have at least chairs for each group, so we'll have 3 representatives will be doing presentation. And from there, then I'll be able to summarize, give summary of what the communities have said, and then we wrap up. For our virtual participants, we'll give you some short videos, series of short videos for you to be able to interact with the Kenya Rapid program. So after that, we'll have question and answers from virtual and also from the team. So let's go. Let's have, and we have group work starting now. So we'll divide you according to how you're seated. Maybe the first 3 tables on each side can have first group, and then the last group on this side will be one group, and then the one on this side will be another one. So can we start? For virtual, we'll have the video being played for you to be able to interact. Thank you, and let's start now.
My name is Bishar Nur Issa. This is the Lagdera farm. I am a committee member of this farm, and I'm the farm secretary. And this is the farm. I've planted so many products. You can see the maize, pawpaws, there's oranges, there's watermelon, there's bananas. And this is the farm I've been given 15 years ago, and I was unable to manage this farm due to lack of water. This farm and another 2, now we have managed to plant because of this piping. These pipes covers all the farm up to where I am now. This is where water has reached. This is the main canal, which is now coming and bringing water from all the way. The other farms are far now. And there is other farms which have also benefited from this pipe, which is 2 more farms which is doing bush clearing now.
We realize most of the irrigation farms, they have specialized in perennial crops like the mangoes, and the fruits like lemons. But we wanted to see whether they can diversify and shift to what we call seasonal and annual crops, which are actually the money makers.
Hii mradi ya mapipe amesaidia sana. So kutoka pipe wametoka huko amekuja hapa na watu wanakunywa maji kutoka huko. Na alikuwa mbeleni wanaenda kutafuta maji kwa karibu kilo moja huko kwa ndani mto. Ndio alikuwa anatafuta maji. Sasa wamekuja amefaidika. Maji amekuja hapa.
Before there was, we used to do the normal canals. We used to slash and take out those grasses. Now there is no harambe which is done during this particular time because there is piping everywhere. There is no grass that is going to grow on the canals. That particular piping, extra piping we have done, we have seen the benefit of the piping. That is why we have extended, and this farm could no longer exist in Garissa. That is why even here it is a highland. And that is the area where the former pipes stopped. So this is the extra money that we have put and we have collected, we have borrowed some, and we have extended that particular because of the benefit of the piping.
We have empowered one farm through Simba Energy Limited. It's a friend company to CARE who gave us a solar system to test how best we can transform the use of irrigation from the conventional of using diesel-driven engines to the solar. And already we have installed one. Therefore, we want to test the efficacy of that kind of system in terms of cost effectiveness.
We used to spend a lot of expenses on diesel. Now this farm is verified, it's just near to the road. There is no much fuel that we spend. So we got an extra income. So we used to, the diesel that we used to buy, the money, now we used it for school fees and other purposes.
We were getting problem and shortages of water, whereby you will see some of the environment and the trees within the school have dried up just because of the shortages of water. We were able now to have water, whereby now the cooking is taking place, latrines are being washed, children are also drinking the water. So now I think that is a problem of the past. Collectively, you can say we have reached about 61,000 people who are access to safe water through the schemes which have been undertaken by the county government in conjunction with the Kenya Rapid.
Kenya Rapid, they came in to assist us and provided a storage tank in a settlement called Bula Madina, which has a population of about 30,000 people. It has reduced the water stress around that area since the tank was put in place. Initially, we were on rotational and rationing program for that settlement, in that they would even go a week without water. Coming of the tank has ensured that at least water is available. If not after a day, I think almost every day they would have water.
We have also done one rangeland, a model of a regulated rangeland, that's Alikune. We fenced a block of 100 hectares of land, and within that 100 hectares, they have done the reseeding. Therefore, with the rains, what we have seen, there is a lot of vegetation cover which has expanded in that place. And we believe by doing the fencing and regulating that place, come the drought, the community is able to regulate the use such that they are able to have something like a follow-back. We are at a very advanced stage in doing 3 critical governance tools. The first one is the water policy, the other one is the water bill, and then the other one is the water sector plan.
We never had a water policy before, but luckily this time, with the support of partners, including Kenya Rapid and Bahadi, who were able to produce and validate water sector policy. This bill has helped us to create a rural authority, which is an outfit that will manage the water governance system. This is something credible. If the bill is passed, well, it is also bringing that aspect of enterprise in water management, so that we achieve the issues surrounding sustainability of our water resources.
This nurturing element of partnership through the county program steering group is, for us, is a way to go is the way forward to go, in that we'll be able to, other partners and other organizations or institutions that will want to work with the county will have something to learn from in what we are doing with Kenya Rapid.
The challenges that we face in the water sector in Kenya are not actually unique to only Kenya as a country, but if you look at the sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya has the third highest number of people that use contaminated water bodies. According to 2019 Water Sanitation and Hygiene Monitoring Report by World Health Organization and UNICEF, the number of people that had access to safe drinking water was only at 59%, while those that had access to safe and basic sanitation was only at 29%. We know that globally, the wash-related diseases are among the leading causes of death for children under 5. Through the leadership of Millennium Water Alliance in Kenya, USAID, the Swiss Development Corporation, private sector partners like Coca-Cola, Vito Foundation, Davies and Shatleaf, IBM Research, Sweet Sense, and Acacia Water, we are working together with Millennium Water Alliance members like CARE, Food for the Hungry, Catholic Relief Services, and World Vision in the northern part of Kenya, addressing the most basic access to water. We are contributing to improvement of access to safe water in these 5 counties. The 5 counties are Garissa, Isiolo, Marsabit, Wajir, and Turkana, as well as working with private sector partners to develop scalable and replicable business models using the market-driven systems, and working with communities, especially the elders. In Kenya, Millennium Water Alliance is leading a 5-year, $35.5 million program called Kenya Resilient Arid Lands Partnership for Integrated Development, coined Kenya Rapid, which is, according to USAID, a global development alliance, or in Kenya what we call public-private partnerships, that brings the USAID, the Swiss Development Corporation, private sector partners, MWA members like CARE, Catholic Relief Services, World Vision, and Food for the Hungry, convince, under the leadership of Millennium Water Alliance, in the arid lands counties in northern Kenya. The program actually combines the assets and the experiences of development actors and private and public institutions at county and national level by leveraging their capital and investments, innovations, and access to market to address the complex problems in the water, sanitation, and hygiene sector that actually culminates in inadequate water access and poor governance of natural resources in the arid and semi-arid lands. Now, throughout these 5 years, we have worked with these communities to build their capacities towards journey to self-reliance, and so far, we have reached over 460,000 people, actually having surpassed the target of 450,000 people. As we look towards the next steps for Kenya Rapid, we want to ensure that we scale up the private sector models that have worked. We use market systems and we build the capacity of the local governments at national level and the county level to be able to drive their own national agenda.
My name is Bishar Nur Issa. This is the Lagdera farm. I am a committee member of this farm, and I am the farm secretary. And this is the farm. I have planted so many products. You can see the maize, pawpaws, there is oranges, there is watermelon, there is bananas. And this is the farm I have been given 15 years ago. And I was unable to manage this farm due to lack of water. This farm and another two, now we have managed to plant because of this piping. These pipes covers all the farm up to where I am now. This is where water has reached. This is the main canal which is now coming and bringing water from all the way. The other farms are far now. And there is other farms which have also benefited from this pipe, which is 2 more farms which is doing bush clearing now.
We realize most of the irrigation farms, they have specialized in perennial crops like the mangoes, and the fruits like lemons. But we wanted to see whether they can diversify and shift to what we call seasonal and annual crops, which are actually the money makers.
Hii mradi ya mapipe amesaidia sana. So kutoka pipe wametoka huko amekuja hapa na watu wanakunywa maji kutoka huko. Na alikuwa mbeleni wanaenda kutafuta maji kwa karibu kilo moja huko kwa ndani mto. Ndio alikuwa anatafuta maji. Sasa amefaidika. Maji amekuja hapa.
Before there was, we used to do the normal canals. We used to slash and take out those grasses. Now there is no harambe which is done during this particular time because there is piping everywhere. There is no grass that is going to grow on the canals. That particular piping, extra piping we have done, we have seen the benefit of the piping. That is why we have extended, and this farm could no longer exist in Garissa. That is why even here it is a highland, and that is the area where the former pipes stopped. So this is the extra money that we have put, and we have collected, we have borrowed some, and we have extended that particular.
Okay, karibuni tena. I think we are done with our group work. We had 3 groups. So we'll start with the group number 1, which is on my left. I expect the chairman to be at the board there to be able to explain to us what the communities have said on ranking of the outcomes. Yes, Chairman.
Yes, good morning, or it is afternoon, I don't know. Good, this is from Group 1. Group 1, I think our representation was covering the entire project area. It was well distributed. So we are 9 members. We did carry out a voting to know which was the best outcome among these activities that the project has undertaken. So from the 9, 7 of us has taken number 3 as the best. 7 voted for number 3. So that you see 7 blues here. So we couldn't add any extra other blue because we were 9. So we say let it be as transparent as that, as the project was. The others 2 voted for number 1, which is increased capacity of community in management in water management committee. This one got only 2. Here, we asked the 2 who have voted for this, what is it that made you to say this, you voted for this? So they said they have seen an improvement through revenues, conflict reductions in the management committee. Previously, there has been many conflict issues, but after the capacity building, the conflict has reduced and the revenue has increased. So there is a lot of transparency and accountability through capacity building lessons. In case of how those who voted for number 3, being the largest, 7, say the accessibility, the indicators for accessibility of water in terms of health, now they have seen reduction in illness within the community. They are saying they have now more time because now they are accessible to water, more time for other activities. So number 2 got 0 according to our 7 participants. We asked why nobody voted for this. They say the coverage in terms of the project, technological coverage for irrigation was very minimal. It was not covering the entire project area as these other 2. So the best now could be done is to upscale this technology to other project areas. So I think that's our voting. We were 9, 2 against 7. Unless somebody has a question, that's group 1.
Thank you, group 1.
Thank you.
If you have question, we'll get back to you, maybe after the final, all the group have presented. We have
so
our virtual participant online.
Yes.
I'm sure they might have question 1 or 2 for you. So let's go to group number 2, the last group. Chairman.
Okay, our second, the second
the last
group.
one. Will be that one.
Yeah, I think this is the second group. So, as per our discussion, we unanimously agree, we were 12 in numbers. We unanimously agree on number 3 as the most improved. That is access to water for livestock. Most members are in agreement that there is an improvement in that area. The second is the increased capacity of community water management committees, which voted 6 out of 12. Number 3, which is the last, is improved technology for management for water irrigation, which is still having a challenge and needs to be improved. So basically, that is what we discussed.
Okay. Thank you, number 2. Number 3, who is the chair for number 3?
Okay, for number 3, it's like vice versa. Our team voted unanimously, which comprises of one of the beneficiaries. We tried to give more, she gave out more input of what's happening on the ground, as most of the beneficiaries or most of the participants were some technical people, maybe from the county government and the COASCO and some care international stuff. So according to her opinion, she voted increased capacity of community water management, the management committee as highest, and followed by improved technology for water, for irrigation, and she voted lastly improve access to water for livestock. I think to her, was her opinion, and the team just unanimously agreed that it is fine. So that is what team have agreed.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's appreciate all the groups by clapping for them. So just to do the summary, I think 2 out of 3 groups talked about access to water for livestock or water for multiple use. And it's been clearly shown that water for multiple use is critical in the community because livestock, domestic, irrigation, and everyone really benefited. And the issue of hygiene, sanitation, issue of waterborne diseases, a story of the past. Water is more accessible, it's clean, it's closer to the community, and that the community are able to do more work because they're not going far to fetch water. On the issue of technology for farming, I think we still have some work to do. that need to be upscaled. That's what the community are saying. We need to get more projects, more programs to across the county so that the community can benefit more and get into issue of farming. Otherwise, I think you've all said how you've benefited. We've had testimonies of good things that Kenya Rapid have done to Garissa people. We are very grateful. Thank you for your time, community members, even presenting and talking about the project that are transforming your life. I think with that, I should be able to open this session to question, and if you have any question, if you have some clarification, some comments, even within the room, if you have any from virtual participants, chat box, inbox us, let's see how that happens. Do you have any question? Anybody with any question? Any comment? Anybody from community member here? I think you've all understood and internalized, isn't it? Okay. Amenur, I don't have. Okay. Amenur, your hand is up. Let's have you. Do you have anything to say? It's your time now. I don't have the computer. Unmute. We can't hear you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Tia Gelgalo. My name is Ahmed Noor Abdullahi, working for USAID funded program, Livestock Market System. Mine is just to complement the work Kenya Rapid have done for the people of Garissa County in the water sector. And indeed, this program has been felt in all the sub-counties. It has changed positively the life of the people. People can get access, not only access, but secure and safe water. So I want to thank the leadership of Kenya Rapid, the Garissa County Water Department led by Honorable Issa Oyo and his team. And I want to say thank you to the team of Sam and Becky. Thank you.
Thank you. Ahmed Noor, thank you so much for your comment. Any other person? If you don't have, then let's appreciate you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Thank you for telling us all the good stories about Kenya Rapid. Thank you for giving us takeaway on what needs to be improved. And I hope the rest of the other counties who are not here are listening, and we are quite learning from each other. Thank you, and God bless you. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our next session facilitator, Jason Oyugi, who will take you through session 2 of the program. Karibu.
So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Honorable Tia, for that session, Santeni, community representatives. So now we want to shift to the last part of this meeting, and this is actually what I would call the climax of this meeting. We have listened to some really energetic comments from, I think, the CEC. We had that from the CEC. We had it from the CS. The fact that this county, and even from Mheshimiwa, I think, Honorable Amin, that was wonderful. The fact that this county has been able to not just walk the policy and legislative talk, they have begun to walk it. And the birth of the Garissa Water entity for rural water is a milestone, indeed, a big one, as Doris mentioned. The first one that we are launching that is formed through the county legislation. So that has been a big milestone, and we want to turn this session to just try and recognize these. Two things will happen. The first thing we are going to do, I'm going to ask the chairman to come and give us a short vision statement about what the chair and the committee has thought about on behalf of the board of directors. And then after the chair's comments, we are going to officially launch the corporate institutional identity together with the Waheshimiwa hapa, na Waziri and the CS. They'll help us to do that. And then after that, we will get into a panel discussion to interrogate what it is that we have done, how have you walked the journey, what have we learned for the governance framework. So let me welcome the chair, tafadhali. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes. He's a very tall man. I hope you'll be able to reach my microphone. Just a few minutes to tell us about your vision of the entity. Thank you.
Hamjambo wote. Assalamu alaikum. Asante sana. My name is Honorable Abdikadir Hassan Yusuf. Mzee ambaye amefanya kazi kwa hii area ambaye tunaizungumza. But many things have grown old. I think there's new technology, there's new development. So I appreciate all that is happening. Maybe I don't have much to say because the county government and the governor we have had their improvement and their development, and the law that governs the water area we are talking about. So I thank them for all that they have presented. I thank the governor to have created such a facility for the interest of the people on the ground, whereby we're not talking of the city where we are now, we're talking of the rural. And the rural people have their problems. I know these problems existed for quite a long time. And one time when we had, because there was no facility, this technology where we are now being told that there are sensors. And what is happening in one of the rural boreholes, somebody in the office can monitor whether there is a problem, whether there is any hitch, whether people have access to the water or not, which is quite an improvement from what it used to exist. So I appreciate for all those who are concerned, I appreciate our partners, I appreciate the interest and the participation and the creation by water harnessing activities by the governor and the government of the county, as well as the central government. Because before the county came in, central government was also servicing people. There were water boreholes. They tried to create dams, all those things. So because water is the most essential thing in life, whether you have plenty of it or you have scarce of it. So I also touch a little bit of our mandate as a board. We had quite an exposure as a board at the School of Government, and, as well as some benchmarking tours which the county government has enabled us, the partner supporting us has enabled us, particularly Millennium Water, where they have been with us wherever we went, with their managers, with their technical persons, guiding us, because they had an experience. We had largely been Marsabit, where we had experienced quite a development of what we are talking about. Hopefully, we are going to engage our people on the ground to also benefit from that activity or that technology which had been improved. Because I know here, and it has been said, there is water, but there is a little bit of a problem for the usage of that water. Those who are there may not be conscious enough how many people they were to serve. Were they to serve only the people, the public, and the needs, or they were also to consider the livestock and the other, because livestock is also part of the lives in the rural areas we are talking about. So that's all I maybe have to say. Better managing of those waters, and hopefully myself, my CEO, the managing officer, and the board, and all those who are involved. We will take much benefit of the benchmarking we have been exposed to, and the oversight of the board as we are, to see what is being given by either the local government, the support of central government, and the partners who are helping us up and down, and a lot has been said by them, and I thank them. For those who represent those partners and those who are on the ground doing the actual job with us. And I said already, the county government, the governor, and his ministers who are here, who have quite talked about the benefit, what we are talking about of the benefit of the people. And that's what the county government is representing, the larger government is representing. So we have come away, we have come off from where we are quite a lot. All that we need now is concentrate on the maintenance of those facilities that are there, because I know there are quite a number of boreholes, all that, and the technology that we have seen, because we have been explained, you know, water used to flow. Once it is opened, somebody will take his share and go away, and may even leave the water pouring down, which is not benefiting anybody. But now there is this chip where somebody puts, so if he pours more water, it is him who's losing, which is very good. It cautions them. Now, if you pour water, you are losing your money, not the money of the central government or the county government or the organization. That has helped them to put that facility. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much, and thank you for all those who are involved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Chairman. That was fantastic. I like the shift of accountability from technology, from the water owner to the water user. So I want to now invite the rest of the high table. When I see Mheshimiwa Amin, Mheshimiwa, you can also join us. We want to launch the identity, the corporate identity of Garuasco, which has been very much talked about. A big thing for rural water supply. I think, as the CEC said, it is one thing to do the infrastructure, it is another to keep it running year after year after year, giving water to communities when they need it. And that is the big advantage that this entity is going to help us establish. So may I humbly request the Waziri, Bwana CS, tafadhali, tukuje hapa chini, Chairman, join us here, and then we want to see, and Mheshimiwa, who has where's the scissor for the cutting of the ribbon? The CS needs to have it. Na muangalie social distance. Muangalie social distance, na muangalie kamera. Let's give a clap. Let's clap. Let's clap to the team. Congratulations, congratulations. Thank you very much. Asante sana Bwana CS. Asante sana Waziri. I think we now get started. We can now take back our seats. We thank you very much, and we leave our entity there. And now with that, I want to invite the CEO of the entity, Ibrahim Farah, tafadhali. Ibrahim, kuja hapa mbele. Technical Manager, Abdi Hakim, tafadhali. Chairman Deko Muhammad, kuja tuongee mambo ya Garuasco sasa. Now that it is officially unveiled the corporate identities, unveiled. Let's begin now the conversation. Asanteni sana waheshimiwa CS Waziri, tumeshukuru sana. So thank you very much, and I think that was a beautiful climax of and a nice way to begin the conversation about the rural water entity. Certainly not an easy walk in the park. So what we want to do is to have a conversation with those at the forefront. Wapi Deku Muhammad? Muhammad ako wapi? Chairman wa Liboi. He was here a few minutes ago. Can someone, Sam, where is Sam? Sam, can you look for Muhammad? He was here, I think he just walked out. Just grab him. We want to listen to the community perspective as well. So what we want to have a conversation about is the inaugural CEO. I want to just welcome you, Ibrahim Farah. Thank you for finding time. And then, of course, Abdi Hakim. Abdi Hakim, we know him very well. Abdi Hakim is also the director of water, but now he's acting technical manager. As usual, the county government has to ensure that the entity can take off smoothly and with the right capabilities. And then Deku Muhammad, who will be joining us shortly, is the chairman of the Liboi Water Management Committee, and he will be telling us about some of the issues that the CEC raised, some of the issues that the chairman raised, and some of the issues that Mheshimiwa raised about the perspective of rural communities. So I want to start with Bwana Ibrahim Farah, and I think as the CEO, Ibrahim, if you could just take 1 or 2 minutes to give us the highlights of and the challenges from your side as the entity CEO, in terms of highlights and challenges in making this entity a reality. If there is a county out there listening, and I know that in most of the counties they have established this entity, but you are the first one to actually make it a reality. What are the highlights and what are some of the challenges that we should be looking out for? Bwana Ibrahim Farah.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. As you have been told, Garissa Rural Water Service Corporation is the first rural water company that is formed in Kenya. And our biggest strength as Garissa County is the governance instruments. And it is the same instruments that created Garissa Rural Water Service Corporation. So our biggest strength is that we have the legal framework that is backing us, or on which this company is anchored. Number two, or before I go to number two, this is we have the Garissa Water Management Act of 2018 and the policy framework for water in Garissa. Now, the other thing is that we have been told many counties have not been able to form a company. And I think one of the strengths or one of the things we have is the political goodwill. The board, the governor is very particular about water governance. The legislative arm of the government is also very supportive about the enactment of all the acts and all the legislation that are required. So the board has been appointed. So we have a board that is appointed through gazette notice. Also from the county, we have a budgetary allocation from the county. The county has also given us logistical support. They have given us a vehicle for a start. So this is the political goodwill I'm talking about. The other issue is that to overcome the challenge of resources, we have had the donor support, or partners, as Doris was calling them. And we are the first county to receive the direct county transfer. So Garissa is county of many firsts. And we want to thank Doris very much, and Kenya Rapid, for really helping us in this endeavor. So we received a direct county transfer, and this has also helped us in the issue of resources. We have also received a donation in kind, furniture, ICT materials, and all that from Kenya Rapid through CARE. So the office is now well furnished. We have enough computers, enough everything for that purpose. Now the other thing we have used to overcome the challenges ahead of us is that there's an ongoing stakeholder engagement. We have started with we had a sitting with the water committee in the assembly, and so that we're able to get their buy-in. There is a program of creating awareness in the water, in the rural areas amongst the communities. So this is an ongoing program. And the county government also, and donors, have also helped us in technical support. We have a technical service manager who is here with me. He's deployed from the county. There is a finance officer who is deployed from the county. There's a procurement officer who is deployed from the county. Also, Millennium Water. We want to also thank them. They have also given us an accountant or a consultant to help us in capacity building on issues of for this transitional period. And it's just there. Maybe you can just, Shadrach is there. Millennium Water, thank you very much. And we have also, as a key highlight, the board was trained in Kenya School of Government through the direct cash transfer we have received from Millennium Water, and they are inducted on their roles as a board and many things that go with it. And last week, we were on benchmarking exposure visit to Marsabit and Laikipia. And this has exposed the board in Nyanyuki or Nawasco. We were able to learn about community and the company collaboration. And in Marsabit, we had the first-hand experience of the prepaid meters. So the board and the top management are now prepared. They are now prepared to ensure that these good experiences we got from Marsabit and Laikipia are also implemented here. So majorly, we have also overcome the challenge of starting this company. We want to make it a participatory. Whenever we want to make a decision or whenever we want to do something, we involve the community and all the stakeholders that are there. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bana CEO Ibrahim. I think that is a good highlight in terms of some of the milestones that the entity has already made just to institutionalize and to begin running. I want to now turn to the technical manager, Abdi Hakim. Abdi Hakim, if you listened to the CEO, the CEC and Mheshimiwa here, what they said was something interesting about, in the CEC's words, I'll repeat, getting infrastructure is good, keeping it running is a big challenge. As the technical manager, as you start, what is Garwasco's first line of priorities in terms of trying to respond to this big challenge for rural water systems? Bana Hakim.
Okay, thank you so much, Bana Oyugi.
Yeah.
And I think as Oyugi said, my name is Abdi Hakim, and I'm the acting technical service manager. I think this is a milestone achievement for us to have a rural water corporation that will manage the rural water schemes. I think nobody understands the challenges we are having with the management or sustainability of rural water schemes that we have in the county than me, because I'm the director also of water, the entire county. I manage the rural water schemes through sub-county water officers and through a delegated model that we are using now called WUA, Rural Water User Associations. And we are having a big challenge in sustaining those water schemes in their operation and maintenance. But for us to have the legal framework, I think it is a milestone achievement for us, because we could not hold them accountable of what they have been doing, the water user associations, because for you to hold someone accountable, you must have a backup of what we call a legal framework, be it an act, a policy, and a regulation. So the Millennium Water Alliance, together with the AHADI, thank you so much for this milestone documents that you have helped us to have. So from there now, this baby has been born. So this baby really needs to be nurtured well and guided well. This baby really needs to start sitting and crawling and walking, and then later on running. So the first step that we thought as the managers, as the management team of the corporation, is that we need to develop what we call strategy. The strategy, that is our first priority, that will set up the roadmap for the corporation. And by doing so, I think we will start with assessing the water schemes, creating an inventory for the water schemes. We'll start also seconding some key technical staffs. So our key priority is to have the strategy in place, where we will have our standing operating procedures on who to do what and when and where. So, Bwana Oyugi, thank you. I think our key strategy is our first priority is to have the to have the strategy in place. That's our key priority.
Thank you, Abdi Hakim, and I think that is a good response. Let's give them a clap. Now that Abdinu, now that you are seated there, Bwana Hussein, and I know this is ambush. Yeah. I want to ask you, as the chair of the program steering committee, this has been such a fantastic process. I know it has had its challenges and really good points. What would you do differently if you were to advise another county who wants to walk the entire path up to where you are now? What would you advise that would be done differently, either to accelerate the process or increase buy-in, or meet some of the challenges that you, from the top of your head?
Thank you, Jason. First, before I probably answer your question, I want to you were expecting the Liboy chairman to give us a talk. Apologies from the Liboy water chairman, Mr. Deko. He was here with us, but he felt unwell, and so he had to leave for home. Please accept his apology, but I'm happy. Even his MCA was around. He was also here. So the chairman is not feeling well. He has just left.
Okay.
In a nutshell, I think I would have said it is like general ownership. The county assembly, the executive, partners working together remains our pedestal in terms of our success in having the water governance tool in place. What I'm saying is basically we have been having participatory approach from the key players, all stakeholders involved. You can't even differentiate our differences. It's like we are one united family. We as under the CPSC program. I happen to head a team of technical men and women from key sectors that have actually remained very, very important in the realization of the governance tool that has resulted to the birth of what I will say is the Garwasco that we have just launched this logo. And of course, we have men and women who have been very instrumental in the support. Many of them I mentioned, and others have also been mentioned by the previous speakers. There's one great Mzee called Sam Mbeki. I usually call him the Zoom. Because most of the time, since the corona pandemic, I've always been, whenever I see him, whenever I call him, he tells me he's on a Zoom. So I have dubbed him the Zoom. He's always busy. And that means he's one Mzee who is always active, and I should say he's remained a very strong partner. And of course, we are like a family. You can't even know who is more senior than the other. From, I should say, the country director who is here, my sister Felipe, and my sister Doris, and others, and Beatrice. You know, it's like we are one family. Even those who are in Nairobi, the Nairobi team, the Garissa team, those in the rural areas, it's like we are joined at the hip. We are so intertwined, like we are one person. And actually that is the success that I will ask the other counties to emulate, that oneness. And here, even at the national government, Engineer Omar was here, of Warma. I don't know whether he has left. Engineer Omari of Warma was here. Even partners who are on business, like Davis, Engineer was here. You can't just imagine. You can't know the difference. John Kutwa is also here. You can imagine he's running another program on LMS, livestock marketing programs and systems. And you cannot just imagine, where is John Kutwa? That's a USAID program also. So what we have is that sort of consortium. We work like one. And I'm happy they have accepted me as their chairman. I think this is my third year running. It's like now I'm saying no. Do I now retire because they are not willing to remove me? But I think I want to appreciate Engineer Abdul Hakim, who is also a very strong person in also the CPSC committee, because he's the technical manager, he's the director for water services. And there's one man we have dubbed ODF, ODF, that is Open Defecation Free Man. One man called Dr. Haji, Ahmed Haji. Mzee wa kazi yako huko. Haji, please wave. Very important. Whenever we see him, we call him ODF, and he feels very happy. I think, back to you, Jason, but I want to appreciate my team, the CPSC, partners, everybody who is also here. Thank you for the support you have given me as the chair.
Thank you, Abdinur. I want to open the session to questions from those in the plenary as well as those in the virtual platform in a minute. But before I do that, Abdinur, I want to come back to you with the last question in terms of, accepting, for rural communities to accept an entity that coordinates water management is not an easy thing. politicians don't like it, and this we have seen it delay some legislations in many other counties. And communities themselves don't like interference in their things. How did you navigate political buy-in, particularly from the MCAs, to pass this legislation and to support the establishment? Abdi Nur.
Thank you, Jason. The advantage I have is I happen to have been one of the first chief officers in Kenya. I served in Wajir as the chief officer for water services. And I've had all these challenges. We have waded through all these challenges. And we have learned, the tricks to manage. Number one, probably I'll put it like the executive part and the legislative part. For the legislative part, we have engaged them in the process, because we had the draft bill. It had gone through all the processes until we finally had the governor appending his signature, so that it becomes an act. And it is a journey that involved virtually both the executive and the legislative arm. We have been having even the public participation being spearheaded by area MCAs up to the ward level, and that is actually the BT. We also have a very vibrant water committee. Both the former chairman, Mheshimiwa Hussein Hared Borle, and we also have now a new chairman, Dr. Rishat, the MCA for Ijara. So we work together as a family. Number two, even in the board setup, from the political point of view, Mr. Jason, it has that county face. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of our sub-clans and political units. But I want to say, we are being headed, like the Garwasco is being headed by not only an experienced elder, but a former member of the larger Garissa North. Mheshimiwa Abdikadir Yusuf represented Garissa North when Garissa had only 3 constituencies, not like today when they are around 7. Garissa North, which was comprising of the current Balambala, Modogashe, and even Dadaab. So we had Garissa North, Garissa Central, and Garissa South. So he represented, I think, 10 years in the larger Garissa North, meaning he is not a simple man. Imagine representing that Garissa North for 2 terms. And I want to say he is also one man, other than being from Garissa, particularly he is from the north, meaning he is somebody acceptable in, I should say, the larger area where we have even more water supplies in terms of boreholes, in terms of water sources. The other gentleman who is with him as the CEO, Mr. Ibrahim, is a seasoned, I should say, educationist, one who has, been in the field in terms of training people, in terms of, even running partner programs for a long time. And then we have other experienced members in the board. So if we talk of the county face, the county is actually well represented in the board. And so when Mheshimiwa Abdikadir goes to Dadaab, he feels he's at home. If he goes to Ijara, he feels at home. If he goes to Balambala, he is still at home. That is going to help us. The other thing is we are going to have, we will be taking over this thing in a form of pilot programs. We will not be rushing to take over gradually. What I know is we have boreholes and other water supplies where communities are not even happy with the rural water utilization, because they have become one family-run programs. From my past experience as a chief officer, you drill a borehole today, you leave it with a small committee, and eventually you'll find one person running. And when the mzee becomes elderly, he hands over to his son. So it becomes a family business. And the most unfortunate part is there is no prudent management. The money that they collect from the water revenue eventually goes into people's pockets. And in most cases, you'll find the borehole operator has more goats, more cows, more camels in every village. And more wives. I should say they have even more wives. So I know we will have all these challenges, but I'm sure there are very many water users, communities, who are tired with the water users. And of course, ours will be in a very diplomatic way. We will be using them as gateway. We're not saying we're going to be destroying the whole Water Users Association. They are going to help us in running these programs. So I think we'll be more diplomatic. We have people who are on the ground who are experienced. It is all about sustainability and better revenue generation. We don't know how long counties will be supported by the national government. Probably after some time, the national government will not be supporting us. And we need to be running these boreholes. So with prudent management in terms of our boreholes, I'm sure we'll have that sustainability program. Back to you, Jason.
Fantastic. I think that's the meat of that reform process. And thank you very much, Chair, for that. I want to get anybody with a question from the virtual audience or here. You can lift up your hand here, and I will give you an opportunity to ask a question. I will also be looking at the virtual audience. If there is anyone with a question, you're free to raise your hand in the virtual audience so that we can give you a chance to ask, or you can write on text. So any questions from the floor to the team that I have at the panel here, or additional comment as well? Oh, yes, the CEO wants to add something, and then we get to the questions. So Ibrahim, yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you very much again. I just wanted to say on the issue of takeover of water committees at the grassroots, we are trying to develop a clear roadmap of community water supply transition management. We will not just go up like that and say we are taking over everything and you. So there are a lot of community engagements before we do that. And one thing we have learned from other places is that once the community knows or is made aware of what is their benefit of transiting from the older system to this now company system, if they get the benefit and what they are going to gain, then the buy-in is not going to be a problem. And in the end, we are going to develop MOUs with the water users associations. So it is not going to be just a one-moment takeover. It's going to be a process. There's need to be I told you we have an ongoing awareness program where we want to engage the community and everybody. And as Ole said, all the political leaders, the ward admins, the sub-county admins, the water committees, we are thinking of, trying to all the colors of those stakeholders. We want to engage them so that they buy the whole idea of the new way of doing the water management. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Last comment from Abdi Hakim, and then we want to wrap up by noon. Abdi Hakim, go ahead.
I think, I have a little bit of history of how this process has evolved. And that is one of the questions maybe you're asking and my chairman.
Yes.
I think the issue of the bill has been dragging for long. But the approach we used is that, it is said that maybe tell me, I will know, but teach me, I will remember, and involve me, I will understand. So I think the approach we used was to involve all the parties, the stakeholders, especially both the legislature and the executive, and also the community members, so that they understand the importance and the need for this kind of documents that we have. The other thing is that what really made us to accelerate is I don't want also not to shy away from the efforts made by the Kenya Rapid program. There is one, among all the capacity building programs, there is one that really touched us and enlightened us, and that was called the Life Cycle Cost Analysis Program. The Life Cycle Cost Analysis Program, I think Job Kitetu understands very well. The Life Cycle Cost Analysis Program was a program that was designed to enlighten the technical staff on issue of sustainability, management, investment, cost, operation cost, and maintenance costs. So how to balance those costs, and so that a scheme in future can self-sustainably operate itself without even coming back to the parent department or investment partner, or be it the department or the county or the partner. So having that in mind, so we decided, because sometimes you find a partner or the county is investing huge money on very small population. What we call per capita investment has been disproportionately. So, but for it to self-sustain itself, so we said we really need to advocate for this document so that we can achieve our desired goal at the end of the road. And with that, what we decided to do was to involve all the stakeholders so that they can understand what we are doing. So thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Abdi Hakim. I think that's a great addition. And I think with that, I just want to run quickly through as we come to an end. I want to, unless there's a question here, I'm looking also at the virtual platform if there is any hand that is up before I conclude the session. And I don't see any. So thank you, and I want to say thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Abdunur, for your wonderful leadership in the committee. Is there a hand up down here? Oh, there we go. There is one hand there from John. The microphone is coming to you for in 1 minute. One and last question. Yes, yeah. John, go ahead.
I think I'll be guilty if I just kept quiet. I wanted to speak on behalf of partners. And I think I want to say one thing. Kenya Rapid and SAM have actually been in leadership of PREG partners. And I think through their dynamic leadership, we've worked together as brothers and as a family, as partners in Garissa, just working for the common good of the people of Garissa. And this, of course, has helped us achieve a lot, even in our programs and implementation of activities within Garissa County. For example, I would want to say through this same partnership, we got Kenya Rapid supporting installation of water to the livestock markets of Garissa and Balambala, which was very important. At first, we just saw it as water for the community and water for livestock. But when COVID-19 set in, we realized really that was a key intervention that kept these markets operating and functioning even during the pandemic. So that intervention alone forestalled the closure of the livestock markets, which would have actually denied the people of Garissa of the revenue from the market and even income from those livestock markets, especially looking at the volumes that actually come from here. Garissa is the largest market in East Africa, and you see we have a flow of about 3,500 cattle per week, 1,500 sheep or goats per week, 1,000 sheep per week going out of Garissa to the consumer market out of here. So you can see that is a key livelihood opportunity. With this partnership, we were able to achieve water, and this was able to sustain and forestall the closure of the livestock market due to COVID-19. So I want to say this is one key thing I think I didn't want to go unmentioned. Thank you so much. We thank you, Sam, for good leadership and your commitment to Garissa. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, John. That's the other story of Kenya Rapid. I want to give Bwana ODF to have the last word. Please, Haji, pass the microphone to Bwana ODF Sanitation.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
First and foremost, I stand here to acknowledge what the chairman has said. Being the oldest member of the PCSC, I think my friend can testify that we are the pioneers who have started the PCSC. Of course, with active CCU, which was acting as the secretariat, and it has brought us this far.
But my main concern or comment is on behalf of the Ministry of Health. We are always together with the water team, because I co-share the West Coast at county level with the Director of Water. And any activity of water that has been undertaken, the cardinal aspect that has to be borne in mind is the end result, the negative or the positive end result of that project. And my department has been working closely with the water sector, and I urge the leadership of the new Garissa, because initially water quality has been a very big challenge, because from 2015 to early 2020, this county has been facing outbreak of cholera, which are all related with water source. I remember I took the CEC water and the Director of Water then, Mr. Ahmed, to a place called Guru, which was the epicenter of the outbreak at Hagarbol. And the lab analysis has found out the unfortunate aspect is that these old men or those people who are interested with that management even do not think about the aspect of water quality. And I therefore hope that the new system, the leadership, will give more preference to water quality. Because from the public health aspect, the water-related infections and prevention strategy is divided into 3. Waterborne infection, that one has to do about the quality. Then water-washed infection, that has to do with availability of that water. And then water-based insect vectors. Now, our main concern has been the waterborne. We sampled with the support of Warma, water tracking trucks, and it is unfortunate that the vehicle is bearing clean water, but inside actually is not clean water. And in law, that's what you call in deceptive labeling. Therefore, what we have been lacking initially was an organized system, a legal backing, as the technical service manager has said, to get hold of those trucks, because these guys will ferry water at night. And we have tried our best. Therefore, my hope is that the new system, the new leadership, will focus on ensuring the quality of that water. Because from the definition of WHO, we have water and we have wholesome water. Any water is not wholesome. It can only be wholesome if it will not impact negatively on the health of that consumer. And my assumption is that the new leadership have put in place measures to ensure that that prime objective is achieved. Finally, I want to thank Millennium Water Alliance and my colleague, Mr. Sam, because when we were starting this activity or this plan, there is what is called cross-cutting issues. We were told by the Englishmen that water is life. Water is life, and sanitation is dignity. So if you give somebody water and he lacks that dignity, then what help has come to that person? Have you helped that person? A good example is if Garawasco drills a borehole for animals and people to drink water, and then they just stand up and look at how the ile mtu ako nakifungua hiyo borehole naitwa nini? The operator is defecating outside, because I took the CEC water to one borehole where that operator was defecating outside, and when our public health officers went to him to talk about cholera, he refused. 30 minutes after they left, he was in the cholera treatment center, vomiting and crying, and then he was told, you have just chased your public health officers, so we shall not treat you. Then he swore in the local language and said, I'll never repeat. I swear by the name of my God, just treat me now.
Thank you.
I'm saying this from the programmatic perspective, from the financial allocation, from the partner perspective. Kindly, you know, there is a local Somali proverb that says, yes, take fats, eat fats, but prepare, at the end result, you might vomit. So I'm saying this as my final parting shot, that kindly, from the technical service manager, I know he is well experienced. We have trained him on this aspect of ODF. Malim, we shall come to you and train you. And we shall volunteer to train the entire board members on ODF. But kindly, from the time you are planning, don't think about only drilling borehole. Think of where that people who are coming to drink that water will answer their nature of call. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Bwana Haji. I have given you all that time because I hardly meet such a passionate a campaign for sanitation and hygiene, and I think that is a good way to close some of the missing elements. Not that they were not important in the program, but I think on top of the achievements of the establishment of the entity, I think Bwana Haji has made quite a good and accurate call on that. And thank you to Kutwa on the collaboration piece. I think that is another powerful point. Kenya Rapid has so many stories. You could take each for 6 hours and 1 day and 2 weeks, and you'll never come to the end. So I think I want to end this two things. Number one, I want to just give a few highlights of the key messages from the two sessions we have had. And Abdikarim, I hope you are on standby to give us the closing remarks. I see that Severin has stepped out, so get ready, Abdikarim. And I think in terms of key messages, 5 things I have picked up, and there are many others. Number one, from the assessment that Honorable Tia led us through, we learned that improving technologies for management of water for irrigation wasn't a very successful component as the others, reason being scale. So investment of such interventions at scale is essential to have impact. Number two, I think the speakers have talked about political goodwill, and the CEO was quite elaborate in terms of what is the evidence, resources allocation, legislation, passing of the law. That is an important piece that helps to support institutions that are formed. Number three was partnerships with the development actors. I think, as Haji has also said, and rolling out new institutions, Chairman Abdinur said you are not able to tell who is who, and they're like brothers, whether the one is from health, the county, or a partner. Number three is the consistent awareness raising and investment in social change instruments at the community level. Some of it is still a work in progress, as the CEO said, and they will make progressive steps to ensure that all communities come on board. Capacity building for the development of at all levels, capacity building of all the actors. I think the chairman, Mheshimiwa here, talked about the visits that they are having, the exchange visits. capacity. I think everyone here has almost mentioned they've been beneficiaries, and Haji has promised to do further capacity building on sanitation and hygiene. The use of local champions to spearhead complicated political and policy reforms. I think that has been clear in terms of, I like the story from Abdinur around using local leaders who have bought into the reform process to lead the processes of engaging local communities. And then, of course, the last but not least is a progressive approach to community engagement and partnership with the community existing community structures to effect the changes that the county needs. As you know, there are many stakeholders in the process, and that is important. I think in Abdi Hakim's words, he said, you tell me and I know, teach me and I do what? I remember. The last one was involve me and I understand. That is how Kenya Rapid has walked the journey. Thank you very much for those messages. Let's give a round of applause to all our participants here and the panel. We thank you for your time. Abdi, is he there? Abdi Kadir?
Hello,
yeah,
good
there
afternoon.
you go.
Yes,
Abdi
yes.
Karim, you're there? Go ahead,
Yes,
Abdi Karim.
Okay, thank you. On behalf of the Kenya Rapid partners, I wish to take this opportunity to thank Garissa County, Garissa people and the community there for the partnership. And I must say, we will definitely need to continue as partners to ring fence the gains made through this program. It's not enough. Of course, we have achieved several milestones, but it's still not enough. If the way CC Issa has said, for example, it is one thing to put in place the policy and regulatory frameworks, but it's another to go ahead and implement and ensure that service delivery is done effectively and efficiently and communities are served. For example, Garwasco right now, that's an institution which is put in place. We wait and see whether it is going to actually deliver on its mandate. And as partners, we are here to further support that initiative continuously. So we would need, in terms of, for example, practicality of ensuring that these policies are in place, there's need for good governance, there's need for inclusivity. Let's not leave people behind. There's need for accountability, there's need for sound financial management, there's need for human rights angle to service delivery, there's need for efficiency and effectiveness. The private sector has made inroads into sectors like water in the ASALs, but we will encourage them to continuously review and revisit their business models to tailor to the context in the ASALs. Right now, for example, a lot is being done through the program, but hopefully with revised business models and insights into the ASALs, they're able to refine their business models so that it benefits sectors like water, rangelands, and livestock in totality. And hopefully through this sort of public-private partnerships, we can go ahead and achieve many more milestones. So thank you very much for hosting us, and we say, God bless you.
Excellent. Thank you, Abdi Karim, and we thank SDC for their gracious support. For the record, SDC has already made a commitment to continue supporting Kenya Rapid over the next phase of their program, and hopefully more development partners will log on. So thank you very much, and for all our virtual audience, Asanteni, we are happy for your time. We appreciate the time you have taken. I know we've taken a little longer than we had thought, but it was all for good. Thank you, my panelists, Farah, Abdi Hakim, Abdi Nur. We appreciate. Thank you, Aishimiwa, Tole, and Tia, my co-facilitator, community representatives, and all the county government representatives who are here. We want to say thank you for this wonderful learning event. Let's keep walking the talk. As we say, we do it together. We will walk further. If you want to go faster, you go alone. So thank you very much, and have a good afternoon. And let's talk when we will have the national learning event, which will be on Wednesday. This time, the county representatives will be virtual, and we will be having the Nairobi participants. Oh, actually, it will all be a virtual event. So we will send you a link to attend that meeting. Thank you very much, and good afternoon. We also welcome you for lunch. Lunch will be served where? Brenda, please, at the restaurant. Do we need a certificate to show we qualify? So those who did well in the group work, you'll get a certificate.